It is Friday, July 31st, 2026, and this is The High Road, Logistics and Leadership. I'm Dan Miller, and I'm ready to move some freight today.
This is Buck Reynolds.
I'm Jules Sterling.
Elena Rossi speaking. We have a great show for you today.
Look, yesterday we dug into that $600 million Robinson verdict and how spot rates are decoupling from diesel costs. It was a wild session.
The thing is, today we're seeing that same chaos hitting the water. I mean, the geopolitical map is basically glowing red right now.
Actually, between the Suez risks and these new drone strikes, the risk profile for global transit just hit a 5-year peak.
Bottom line, we're talking about a squeeze on the world's most critical choke points.
I mean, did you guys see the report on the Damietta port? The national news is saying a drone strike hit a U.S. ship right in Egypt.
It's terrifying, right? That's the Mediterranean, which was supposed to be the safe alternative while the Red Sea was a mess.
Well, it's a geographic escalation. If the Suez Canal becomes a high-risk zone, we're looking at insurance premiums that'll make your head spin.
It's like the defense just abandoned the midfield. You've got the Black Sea as a total dark zone, and the Strait of Hormuz effectively blockaded.
Daily vessel crossings through Hormuz are down 70%. 70%! People are running dark just to move oil.
Actually, Reuters is reporting that Russian missile strikes have already damaged nearly 30 ships in the Black Sea this month.
So wheat prices are going to skyrocket because the harvest can't leave the port? Well, that's going to ripple through every grocery account I manage.
Look, the play here is total mitigation. Carriers are having to reroute everything, and that extra fuel burn is starting to hit the bottom line.
The deal is, you can't just swap lanes on the ocean like you do on I-80. This is a global gridlock.
Speaking of gridlock, let's talk about the digital infrastructure that's supposed to be solving this. Hirschbach is going all in on AI.
Right. They've got this AI agent named Augie, or Hershey, and it's already handling 40% of their track and trace calls.
Here's the play. It's about proving AI can own a portion of the operating model. We aren't just talking about chatbots anymore.
I mean, my thing is, can this Augie thing actually tell if a driver sounds tired? Or if the truck's got a weird vibration?
Well, sort of. It's automating 300 check-ins a week, Buck. That frees up the human dispatchers for the real crises.
I suppose. But if an AI handles 40% of communications, who's liable when a delivery window is missed due to a bad algorithm?
Look, Hirschbach's CTO says it's about reach. They're hitting an 85% success rate on logistics loads.
I'll believe it when I see an AI talk its way through a DOT inspection at 2 in the morning.
But Coca-Cola is using it for autonomous yard management too, Elena. The tech is actually leaving the office and hitting the pavement.
My concern is the compute supply chain. The feds just dropped $800 million into it. That's a massive vulnerability if it fails.
It's the infrastructure shift of the decade.
Hey, before we pivot to the Fed's latest move, a quick note from our sponsor.
Strategic logistics requires world-class engineering. This show is powered by the stack developed by Eric Christensen at Neural Network Media.
Support the architect behind the code. I mean, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/neuralnetworkmedia for a free trial.
You get access to our daily briefing PDF, too. It's worth a look.
All right, back to the chessboard. The Fed just met, and they're keeping rates at 5.25%. And the higher for longer game continues.
Actually, I think it's a smart risk play. Jerome Powell needs that confidence before he pivots. Otherwise, inflation just comes roaring back.
But it's brutal for equipment financing, right? I mean, small fleets are struggling to upgrade their trucks with these rates.
The thing is, carriers like CPKC aren't feeling it. They just posted record Q2 results because they're owning that cross-border trade.
KPCK is the MVP right now. They've integrated that network so well that they're basically printing money on Mexican imports.
Well, they reported record revenue, but the market is still tight. We're seeing a huge migration from truckload to LTL.
It's about yield protection, right? Shippers are moving smaller loads more frequently to keep inventories lean.
Exactly. It's the just-in-case model proving its worth. If you can't fill a 53-footer, you find an LTL carrier who can.
Moving to the driver's seat for a second. Did you guys see the Freedom Haulers launch at the White House?
Oh, I loved this. President Trump and Secretary Duffy are basically cutting all the red tape for veterans to get their CDLs.
It's about time. Extending the skills test waiver to 2 years is a huge win for risk management. You're getting disciplined people.
The deal is 34 states are doing the even exchange now. You drive a rig in the Army, you get a civilian license. No BS.
Look, Werner already pledged a huge commitment to hiring these guys. It's the smartest recruiting play in the book.
Well, it helps with the 2.6-day delivery standard, too. We need every driver we can get to hit those Amazon-level windows.
True, but we still have misclassification issues. Like that $2.8 million settlement in New Jersey yesterday.
I mean, you can't just call a guy a contractor when you're controlling every move he makes. That's the fundamentals, right?
Now it's time for the Big Board, our Friday segment where we track the executive moves and margin shifts that define the market.
And today, July 31st, it's all about Uber Freight and the return of the agentic broker.
Look, Uber Freight just hired Amir Peleg as CPO. This guy was at Amazon and Convoy. He's there to kill data fragmentation.
It's a bold move. Because it signals they're moving past the guy with a Rolodex model and into pure infrastructure.
Actually, I'm watching C.H. Robinson on the Big Board too. They beat earnings while their headcount actually dropped.
That's the agentic logistics pivot right there. Their revenue is up 19%, but they have fewer people? That's tech winning.
My thing is, does this help the cold chain? I see Kuhn and Nagel expanding their cool corridors for pharma.
Oh, they added 4 new routes. Frankfurt to Atlanta is now a dedicated lane on their own Boeing 747.
That's a moat-based strategy. If you own the plane and the fridge, you own the margin. K&N is playing for the high end.
I suppose. Though they did miss their EPS target by 6%. Which is why short interest in their stock just tripled.
Ouch. Well, DHL is the one to watch, too. They just landed ProCook in the UK. First time that retailer has ever outsourced.
DHL is weaponizing their scale for the mid-market. They even cut their fuel surcharge by 2% to bait the hook.
It's a predatory transparency play. While UPS ratchets up fees, DHL is undercutting them on the surcharges to grab market share.
The Big Board. That's a wrap.
All right, bottom of the 9th here. We've got to talk about this energy transition and the 2027 emissions cliff.
This is the main event. Shell is posting record refining margins, $24 a barrel, thanks to all that Middle East chaos.
It's the fossil fuel windfall. They're using those record profits to buy back shares, while everyone else is struggling to go green.
The thing is, I'm seeing a massive pre-buy on trailers and trucks. Fleets are terrified of the 2027 regs.
Right? If you buy now, you get the simpler engines. If you wait, you're stuck with technology that hasn't been road tested yet.
Look, it's a regulatory frenzy. PACCAR's beating expectations because everyone is trying to beat the clock.
But look at the automotive side. BMW is slashing thousands of German jobs because they can't compete with Chinese EV costs.
I mean, that's what happens when you let the silicon guys build the cars. You lose the soul of the machine.
Well, GM is trying a different path. They're going deep on vertical integration. basically trying to own their entire logistics chain.
It's the only way to survive. You either own the vertical or you get crushed by the margin leakage.
My thing is, if every carrier pre-buys for 2027, what happens to the market in 2028? We're going to have a massive equipment glut.
It's the same old cycle. I've seen this movie before. Everyone buys the same year, and then the used market crashes.
It's high-stakes chess, and the board is tilted. You either hedge your fleet now, or you pray the regs get delayed.
When has a DOT regulation ever been early or easy?
Never. It's a precursor to catastrophe if you aren't prepared.
Bottom line, the 2027 cliff is the only thing that matters for your long-term CapEx right now.
I'm telling my guys to keep their old iron running as long as they can.
That's all for today's High Road. From Suez drone strikes to the 2027 equipment cliff, the industry is recalibrating faster than most can keep up with.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Peace.
Stay in your lane and watch your mirrors, folks.